Hi everyone, it's Miss Samantha from the Owl Room. Today I'm going to read a story about Passover and sing a little song. This story is called What is Passover? The author, the person who wrote the story, her name is Harriet Ziefert, and the person that drew all the pictures, her name is Lillian James. Jake's mother was preparing for Passover. Jake asked, "What is Passover?" Jake's mother answered, "Passover is a Jewish holiday. Thousands of years ago, the Jews were slaves in Egypt. They had no freedom and were owned by their ruler of Egypt, who they called the Pharaoh. The Bible says that God chose Moses to tell the Pharaoh to free all the Jews. When the Pharaoh refused, Moses warned him that God would send terrible punishments, and God did. He sent frogs, biting insects, beasts, cattle, disease, boils, hail, locusts, and darkness. Still, the Pharaoh would not free the Jews. What is cooking inside? Ooh, matzo ball soup. Jake's father continued. Then Moses warned the Pharaoh that unless the Jews were freed, the oldest son in every family, Egypt family, would go away. When that happened to their son, the Pharaoh agreed to let the Jews go. The Jews had to leave quickly and could not wait for their bread to rise. The flat bread they carried as they hurried through the desert is called matzah. Yes, Mommy is making and cleaning the candlestick holders. "Let my people go," he said. And this is actually what a piece of matzah looks like. Jake's mother called him to help set the table. She said, "Every year at Passover, we have a special ceremony called a Seder. At the Seder, we remember what happened to the Jews when they were slaves in Egypt. Each place we put a special book called a Haggadah. On a special plate, we have bitter herbs, haroset, a mixture of apples and wine and nuts, parsley, salt water, a hard-boiled egg, and a roasted shin bone." That is a Seder plate right there. At the Seder, everyone reads from the Haggadah. There are blessings over the wine. "Blessed art thou, eternal God, King of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine." We eat matzah in memory of the flat bread the Jews carried as they escaped from Egypt. Matzah. We leave an extra glass of wine standing on the table. It is there for the prophet Elijah, who is said to go through the world doing good. We open the door to invite Elijah in. Then everyone sings a special song to him. Let's see who's there. We hope Elijah will come. Just before the meal ends, all the children look for the afikomen, matzah, which is wrapped and hidden at the beginning of the Seder. Do you think the children will be able to find the afikomen? He found it. The meal ends after everyone has eaten a piece of the afikomen. Happy Passover. So this is my flannel board story. This is a bed. This is me and Pharaoh. And the song goes like this. One morning when Pharaoh awoke in his bed, there were frogs on his head and frogs on his bed, frogs on his toes and frogs on his nose, frogs here, frogs there, frogs were jumping everywhere. even in his underwear. Happy Passover, happy Pesach.